at 7 p.m. every night, in order to soothe life's stresses, I would overeat. And I was powerless to stop doing this. And so I had 3 little babies. I was running a company. I had been dealing with chronic depression for a decade. I was leaving a religion I was born into. So a lot of things were really stressful. And by the time 7 p.m. arrived, I was just out of energy. And I would feel a lot of pain and a lot of stress. And then I would think, oh, those brownies.
chocolate brownie. Yeah.
That'll fix
those
it.
graham crackers, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was unable to stop overeating. And so I was 60 pounds heavier than I am now. It's like a husky dog.
Yeah.
Like it was like a whole dog on me that I was carrying around. And so one evening I said, "Evening, Bryan, the version of me that shows up at 7 p.m., you make my life miserable. Every night, you come with these pretty little arguments of like, just one more day, the brownies are going to solve everything.
Yeah. Just tonight.
Just tonight.
Yeah.
Have another glass of wine.
Yeah, just one. It's going to make you feel better. You deserved it. You had a great day."
Yeah.
And I said, "You're fired. You're done. You no longer have authority to eat." And that was the day I changed how, I guess, really kind of Blueprint was conceptualized, which is I had power over myself to say there are versions of me which do bad things to me. That are good, like in the morning, Bryan's really a great guy. After workout, Bryan, he's a nice guy too. But evening, Bryan, boy, he's a rascal. And he's always doing naughty things. And so that was really how Blueprint got started, is trying to solve my own problem.
Right.
So is it a magic cure that, you take a pill and you're fine? Or what exactly is Blueprint?
So I like to think about Blueprint in the same way we think about Magellan in trying to circumnavigate the globe, or Shackleton on the South Pole, or Lewis and Clark mapping the West. Explorers through history who say, we want to go out into this unknown horizon. We don't know what's there, but we want to look at it. And a lot of people think about aging as a magic pill that may come in the future. And what I wanted to ask was, is meaningful age reversal here now, age slowing and age reversal? It's just hiding in all kinds of scientific publications and a different kind of lifestyle than is today. And so that's what we've been doing. And so we put it to the test for 2 years to say, what if somebody did all the things available that science has to offer? What would happen to their body? And that's what we've tried to do.
You're taking over 100 pills or around 100 pills a day.
That's right.
Maybe exactly 100 pills a day. I'm wondering, because there's so much controversy in the supplement market, how do you source those?
Yeah, so I do take over 100 pills a day. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I take those pills is because our scientific question is, if you were to design the perfect diet that not just is for optimal health, but tries to push the boundaries of slowing my speed of aging and reversing the aging that has occurred, what is that protocol?
Right.
And so it's just an unusual scientific question that people haven't posed in the past. And so when you then say, okay, how would you possibly answer that question? We then measure every organ of my body. So we say, hey, liver, hey, pancreas, hey, heart, hey, lungs, what do you need to be your best self? And they report out data. We look at the data, we look at scientific evidence, and we say, okay, here's what this organ needs to be its best self. And then we design the protocol. And then once we do that, we look at the providers who do that. We get their certificates of purity. So we make sure it's coming from a reputable supplier. We know what they're doing. And then we test everything in my body. So I take the supplements, but we don't just trust it. We want to measure it. So everything that goes in, we measure.
Right.
And so, for example, a recent assessment we did on my liver, a lot of people say, wouldn't 100 pills wreck your liver?
That's the next question.
Yeah.
Taking that many in, because 100 pills just for the liver, or if you take 100 pills, it's different organs, that doesn't mess up the body in any way?
I mean, that was the question we were posing. We designed the perfect, we designed what we thought would be an ideal thing for what my organs were asking for. And if you look at my liver markers, I had a 40% improvement in the past 2 years alone on the markers. And they look like they're indistinguishable from my 17-year-olds. If you look at the blood work of my 17-year-old and mine on our liver, you can't tell the difference. And so if according to those markers, the liver seems very happy with the situation.
How would you be able to distinguish the effects in your liver how would you know what effect that had on your heart, say?
Yeah. So we measure the heart. So every organ we measure as much as we can. So we look at my heart with ultrasound, blood pressure, VO2 max with fitness tests. We look at MRI. We do EKGs. We do 10 or so different measurements. And so my heart, we've biologically aged through maybe 12 different markers. So a lot of people are confused by chronological age and biological age. So chronological age, of course, is when we left our mother's womb. Biological age is there's a certain way a 10-year-old heart is shaped and the way it functions, anatomical and functional. And that's different for a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old and a 50-year-old, but you wouldn't mistake a 10-year-old heart for an 80-year-old heart. They're very different in how they work and what they look like. And so you can look at these organs and you can biologically age and say, what does this organ look like anatomically and what does it function like? And so we're trying to achieve in my body both it looking like a younger biological age and functioning like the younger biological age. And so that way we can speak about it in numbers and not just say I'm healthy. We want to say healthy to what degree? Like at what is the biological age equivalent that this is operating at?
Since you've tested and know which ones are good, what supplements would you suggest people start taking today if they want to help their liver or their heart or something?
Yeah, so I've spent millions of dollars developing this protocol, and I've made the whole thing free for everybody. Oh. Everybody can go to the website. They can see exactly what I do. They can see my recipes. They can see the supplements I take. All my data is shared. But your answer is, I actually, it might surprise you. Mm-hmm. So I don't suggest any supplements. Okay. I suggest trying to remove behaviors that are bad.
Oh, okay.
And we definitely have them.
Yes, like stress or dessert.
Not everybody has the self-will and strength that you have. Right. You're one of a kind, really.
Yes.
But we're hoping that there's going to be a whole bunch of us around, because if there isn't, mankind is not going to make it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yep. So it is a hard thing to do. I agree with you. So oftentimes, I think this is more powerful, though, than taking supplements, is to identify behaviors that accelerate your speed of aging and the progression of disease.
Are you telling me to stop drinking wine?
Don't stress out.
Well, it sounded like, okay, the body, after a good day, you got home, you needed to reward yourself. You felt like I need to so what you did was you changed the reward.
You're exactly right.
So instead of the pudding, now it's nutty pudding, and it's exercise, and it's good things to do for yourself.
Exactly
good
right.
Chocolate, always good chocolate.
That's really well said.
Yeah. So change your rewards.
Yeah.
Since you got rid of bad or troublesome Bryan, what is your daily routine like now?
Every morning I do 4 hours of blueprint type protocols. So I wake up, the first thing I do is I measure my body temperature in my ear.
Okay.
So my body runs 3 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than normal. So I'm around 95.9 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
I then weigh myself and look at my body fat, hydration levels, muscle mass, a bunch of other markers. I take a few pills. I come downstairs and I do therapy. I do heart rate variability therapy, which is I just put a little thing in my ear that electrocutes me.
Oh, come on now.
Minimally.
Literally.
But it's really light.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like,
You just barely feel it.
oh, you could be our age. I don't know.
It wakes you up.
Yeah. Go on.
It helps my nervous system. It speaks to my chill nervous system, my parasympathetic nervous system. So it helps me calm. And then I put a cap on my head for hair growth. I drink what I call the Green Giant, which is a bunch of nutrients. I work out for an hour, come back in, do some stretching, and then I'm ready for the day.
Does your hair cap actually grow your hair?
There's good science saying that it's worthwhile doing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could use that. Yeah. I'm taking collagen and biotin, but it's not working as fast.
Yeah.
Plus, it's hereditary too at the last one.